guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Actiel, and this is Ember Frost from Fusion Cosplay.
Yep.
And today we are watching Breaking Bad Season 4. Chris, I couldn't wait anymore. Season 4, Episode 1. The tension in last episode. Ember Frost told me that the tension will keep
going
in this episode. So, yes, so I will try to survive the tension without a heart attack.
There's gonna be a remaining emotions from last season,
yeah.
And then first episode of the season we get to set things up a little bit. So you might think, I mean, we'll see.
Yes, what we will see Walter and Jesse right after they kill Gale, the escape plan of Gus, and they keep spitting in his face right at this moment.
Yes, so we'll get to see how Gus reacts. What's next? He can't really kill Walt because he needs him. He completely needs him now.
Right, he's dependent of them.
Yep. So I said we jump in this episode and see.
Let's go! Oh, it was him who built the lab.
It's a flurry of deliveries. Feels like Christmas morning. It's exciting. By the way, that sample you asked me to run, I ran it, and it is quite good. Is that our competition?
I'm sorry?
It really is quite good. The purity, of course, I'm speaking of.
You don't have any competition, Gail. Not as far as I'm concerned. After all, how pure can pure be?
Well,
it can be pretty darn pure. I can guarantee you purity of 96%. However, this other product is 99. Maybe even a touch beyond that.
we talked about how purity was going to be a thing.
96%.
I'd love to know who synthesized it. Is all.
A man who wants to work with me. A trained chemist like yourself. But it won't happen.
Oh, at first he didn't want to.
That was when
if he's not, I don't know what that makes me.
That was when he told them, you work with junkies, never trust a junkie.
This person, there are other.
You wanted to be the bad guy in the first, in the beginning of season 3.
Yeah,
you are now.
You never wanted this though.
Too late, Victor.
We all heard this shot. Hey, I don't think you ought to go in there. Mister, this is a crime scene. You don't want to touch anything. Mister? Mister, you listening to me?
Yeah. Hello, don't be angry, là. It's business.
Well, I mean, it's business, but...
The bastard. Drive.
The tension, you think? It was my friend. Was it?
Maybe.
What happened? He's gone.
It was his boyfriend.
You sure?
I don't know about that, but...
Oh, Jesus.
They have to be mad because they're supposed to stop this from happening too.
It's their fault.
Yeah.
I guess I better get this over with.
Tell the boss.
Oh, yeah. Gus is gonna be so happy about it.
Yeah.
You wanna do business with them forever and ever.
Alright, look. So, I make it 10 to 9, which means...
Shut
up. Which means we need to start a cook in the next 10 minutes to keep to our schedule. Gus's schedule. As angry as he may be, I don't believe he's willing to forfeit an entire batch. That just might make him angrier.
I feel like that would be like rubbing it in his face, though.
Isn't that what this whole...
Bang! Why is he so angry?
Because they messed everything up.
Yeah. He's angry at himself.
For letting that happen, yeah.
You shouldn't have let him call Jesse. But he knows how the job is done.
He's been looking at them work, yeah.
That's right, genius. Watch me. We ain't missing no cook.
Well, he can do it.
I feel like what he's kind of saying is, you can be replaced. You know?
Crystals. Argenteuil, Québec, Canada!
Yes!
Why does he need so much rocks?
Not rocks.
Crystals.
Minerals.
It's a crystal.
It's a mineral!
Nothing more.
I heard you broke new ground today.
I walked 16 feet in 20 minutes, which is up from like 15 and a half yesterday. I had maybe this much less shit in my pants. So yeah, Marie, if you and him and everybody else in America secretly took a vote and changed the meaning of the entire English language, yeah, I guess I broke new ground.
It's better.
I'll call it a figure of speech. You're ordering a new ground?
I'm bidding on a new mineral.
It's a nice one.
He found himself a new passion during his
Oh, it's pretty.
new life.
I need the thing.
Okay. Numero uno.
Dos.
The thing. Jolie! Hand me that thing.
It's a lesson in humility, for sure.
Man. Yes. But for Hank, it's really a shameful
shameful for him.
situation.
I think that's why he's so angry at Marie. It's because she's the one that has to deal with this, so she sees his weakness the most.
Yeah.
He's wearing red.
It's a laugh, a nervous laugh.
Red is
Oh my
violence,
God.
remember?
Danger.
Yeah, violence.
He is a scary character.
Yeah.
He knows he owns the shit. You're grounded.
All right, let's talk about Gail Banneker. You didn't deserve what happened to him. You didn't deserve it at all. But I'd shoot him again tomorrow. And the next day. And the day after that. When you make it Gail versus me or Gail versus Jesse, Gail loses. Simple as that. This is on you, Gus. Not me, not Jesse. Gail's death is on you.
He's not saying
What did
anything.
you expect me to do? Just simply roll over and allow you to murder us? That I wouldn't take measures, extreme measures to defend myself? Wrong! Whatever it is you're planning there, whatever it is, the point that you're trying to make here, let me suggest that you keep one thing in mind. Without us, without Jesse and myself, you have no
You
one
want to learn.
to make your product. Certainly not him.
All of his bullshit aside, it's called a cook. Because everything comes down to following a recipe. If it's simple, complicated, it doesn't matter. Steps never change. And I know every step.
And what happens in summer when the humidity rises and
He's
your
been there.
crop
He's
goes
building
down?
the tension.
He hasn't said
How
one
would you
word.
guard against
Nope.
that? Huh?
He doesn't need to say a word.
No, he's speaking for him.
You do that. This equipment is useless without us, without Without Jesse and myself, you have no new product. You have no income. Without us, you have nothing. You kill me, you have nothing. You kill Jesse, you don't have me. Because we're ready to go to work. We'll just pick up right where we left off.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, it looks really realistic.
It's because of him and Mike that all of this happened.
Jesse, you're playing with fire. Don't. Oh.
Box open her. Ah, I just realized that.
And he'd spent this entire scene without saying one word.
Yes.
And the tension.
It's
effective.
Silence. Silence treatment is a very good intervention, guys.
Yeah, you do that with kids too, you know? If they've
I
done
do that
something
with
wrong.
you, see.
Yeah, you kind of do. If someone has done something wrong and you don't say anything, but the guilty will feel the pressure and they'll talk.
Well,
Work.
get back to work.
Mike too. Clean that up. Why do I have this song in my head?
Oh, the transition.
Oh, I thought they were at Los Polos and Manos.
No. You
Like,
don't want to rub that
a
in.
bitch slap.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
You did the only thing that you could. I hope you understand that. Any thoughts on what our next move might be? Our next move? Our next move, given the fact that at the first opportunity, Gus will kill us.
True.
That wasn't an opportunity just now. We bought ourselves some time. Yes, but the question is how much? You'll be looking for another chemist.
It's not gonna find another chemist. It's not just about somebody being able to run a lab that big. Someone he can trust. Someone he knows will keep their mouth shut. But it took him years to find Gail. Bet he's sorry now.
Is he in a state of shock? I don't know.
Are you sure
At least now we all understand each other. Right?
When Walter sees it, you know.
What do you mean?
I mean, him and us. We get it. We're all on the same page. The one that says, if I can't kill you, you'll sure as shit wish you were dead.
He's gonna make your life a living hell.
He's gonna make you regret, you know, being alive, which is what he's feeling right now.
Jesse doesn't have anything to be. He's having nothing, but
He's in
Walter has a whole family.
Yeah, Jesse
You know-
said what Jesse just said. Feeling, you know, sorry that you're still alive. Wish that you didn't have to do this to stay alive. He's feeling dead right now. He had to do
No.
something he regrets to you know, survive.
But that makes me think that maybe this is what Gus will do.
This is what he's doing, sort of.
Yeah. Okay, so we bought time. How much? We don't know. What will happen? We're not sure. And Mike called him. Ah, I was wondering what was the hole. I didn't know it was
The bullet, yeah.
The bullet.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
You saw that, right?
that is something.
Everything he took, everything he learned from Walt is in this book. So,
You will be linked to
well, if someone from the cops, if the police finds it,
and read it.
Yeah.
But they will. There's a murder
they're
case.
well, yes, but that's gonna lead to something. If he mentions Walter in there at any point, that's gonna lead to something. Or if anyone else actually find that book, it could lead to so many things. But yeah, it's there. So keep that in mind.
Ooh. Okay.
So Gus,
I just do hope that the police will do their job
Well.
very bad and don't read it. The
No.
police is tended to do that.
we'll get to see. Yeah. So what did you think of the episode?
It's okay. Like I said at the end, we bought time. We don't know how much time.
Yeah.
They went back to cooking. They went back to work. I'm
Yeah.
sure Gus was kind of mad, but I do understand that, like Walter said, that he needs to fend for himself. It was his life or Gail's life. So they were doing their little plan.
Not that he's okay with it though. Like Walter said, he is gonna try to find a way to get rid of them from now on. Like this season is literally who gets to whom first.
Yeah.
So no, he was pissed off. He gets it. Like of course he gets it, but doesn't mean he's happy about it. Now there are some speculations as to why he killed Victor. I think his name is.
Yeah.
You thought it was because.
Because it was kind of his fault and Mike's fault that everything went to a shit show.
Okay.
You shouldn't have let him call Jesse. It was his life or him.
It's one way to see this. I remember thinking he did it because people saw him at the crime scene.
Oh, you think he knows?
Well, Mike told him how it went, so I assumed when I watched the show that it was because probably people had seen him at the crime scene, and some people in the comments were saying, and I think this makes a lot of sense, they were saying that he did it more as a statement because the guy, who is not a cook, assumed that it was his right to start a cook in this lab, to try to prove to Walter that he could do the cook, when we all know that he's not a chemist or anything. It's not his place. So he did something that was not his place, and Gus punished him. Kind of like a statement to Walter and Jesse saying, see what I can do to people who don't stay in their place, think that they are bigger and better than me and they can, take me on. This is what I do to people I don't need, that don't stay in their place. So you stay in your place and you cook. That's what you are.
Maybe it's a way to see him, but see that it's right. It's true that when he came in the lab, Victor said that he was the one making the cook and it was okay and he could do it and he wanted a recipe list.
Basically,
but it's more than that, but I'm not sure.
It could be all of that.
But Victor, it was to make a statement. I think it was his life was not that important.
But he couldn't kill Walter and Jesse. So this is basically this is what I would
kill
like
Walter
to,
and Jesse because it's the business. Mike is too much useful.
You can't get rid of Mike. That would be
get rid
stupid.
of Mike. Mike made a mistake there, but he was too much relevant to keep living.
But I don't think Gus...
Victor was a pawn that he could
but he's listening to Mike, though. He's not in charge of security. He listens to Mike. So that's the thing. But
it was a statement, like you say. Maybe because he was the one of them that let Walter make his call. They did the cooking. And went out of his place. And he wanted to make a statement to Walter and Jesse. So he was the perfect one to die.
He did it after Victor spent 5 minutes saying over and over again that anyone could do the cook. It's all about following the recipe and stuff. He
knows why the purity is important to him.
Yes.
The purity is important to Gus, just like the lab he built it for I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that it cost to make the lab. And Gail wanted the 99% purity, and finally Gus accepted to go with that kind of view.
Well,
that point
Gale
of
was
view.
never supposed to be the main chemist. Walt was supposed to be the main chemist after he made the
You
deal
think?
with them.
No,
Well,
he
not at
didn't want
first.
it to
Yeah,
Gale
no,
to
not,
be
not at
with
first.
Walter.
He didn't know if he wanted to, deal with Walter because he came with Jesse and a lot of problems, and then Gale could only offer him 96%. So he was like, "We'll make do." But then when he had the opportunity to get Walter, he got Walter, and Gale was the assistant.
Yeah.
And Gale was supposed to learn from Walter, and yeah, we see how that turned out. But he cannot get rid of Walter as long as he doesn't have someone to learn Walter's recipe and do his job. Right now, we only have two people who have Walter's recipe. It's Jesse and Walter. So yeah, he's kind of stuck with those two.
But if Jesse died in season 1, Walter wouldn't have that much of trouble.
Who knows where the story would have gone without Jesse?
Mais là, Walter made every decision with his brain. Jesse, like you said, did it with his heart and with impulsion and
Because he did.
he's impulsive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even putting Jesse in the lab, it was because Jesse was threatening him.
Yeah.
So that's why Jesse came in the lab.
Yeah.
And after, Jesse is the one who wanted to kill the both guys. So it's always Walter
Sorry. Walter
taking his consequences.
Walter did kill those two guys, but it wasn't his brain talking. I think it was his heart.
Yeah.
So he acted
He
without
followed
thinking.
Jesse.
Yeah, he followed
Yeah.
to say. And I mean,
Jesse is the heart of Walter. Like Walter is too much attached to Jesse.
at this point, there's no denying that they have a bond. That they both Jesse killed for Walter, and we see how that affected him. And by the way, we will talk about this. And Walter killed for Jesse, so we are beyond just partners at this point. Like they are bonded. They are connected, and whether we see it as teacher-student, as father-son, I think it's all of that. And there's no coming back from this. So it definitely brings its share of sacrifices. Walter was willing to take on a lot of sacrifices. A lot of those choices were his own. Jesse did not choose to kill Gale, but he did it because Walter's life depended on it, and now he's a shell of himself. And there's a difference between, season 3 when we started, and Jane was dead, and he just, it's like he didn't care anymore,
And I think he's shallow. He's
I think he was shattered after Jane, but this time he's empty. Completely empty.
vide, ouais.
Yeah.
Shallow.
Basically what he said, shallow is...
Like un coco de pâte, là, creux, là, vide dedans. Il y a un mot pour ça. Shallowed?
Yeah, I think. No. Hollow.
Hollowed.
Yeah.
He's
Hollow.
hollowed right now. And
So, yeah.
I think what I saw when Gus was fixing Jesse, it was Jesse acted like an animal who's being
He's very
mistreated,
raw right now, yeah.
and like he's trying to survive, and he was like reacting in a savage way.
He did stand up to the challenge. I think Gus was trying to make them cower, and it worked with Walter because Walter knows what Gus is capable of. He's got a lot to lose, and everything is basically hanging on the edge here with Gus, so he got really afraid that Gus would just lose it and attack him. It was so violent from a guy that he's used to seeing as a businessman. So Walter was really shocked. Whereas Jesse kind of took it as a challenge. He didn't want to cower because he's already pretty down.
He's got nothing to lose. That's what I'm
that's
seeing.
the thing. He lost his innocence. He killed someone.
He killed someone. He has no more person in his life except Peter and Badger.
Yeah, Skinny Pete and Badger and Walter.
Peter.
And Walter. And the
Walter.
thing, and what he said means a lot. When he said, "Oh, at least we're on the same page." If he can't kill us, he's gonna make us regret, to be alive, which is what I think he's feeling right now because he had to kill Gale so both of them could survive, and that was because Gus made it necessary because he wanted to kill them. So with all of that happening, now he regrets being there, being alive, considering he took someone else's life. That's how I take it.
Maybe.
So
are you ready to face the consequences?
To me, that means he's like, we've seen him not in a good place before, but we can say for sure right now, he is not in a good place. Not. And Walter is paranoid. He's gonna be scared. He's gonna be paranoid this season. He's gonna be always on the lookout for Gus, because if Jesse has nothing to lose and he's just gonna lose himself because nothing matters anymore, Walter is gonna try to find a way to fight Gus. Before
he's got everything to lose. Gus knows about his family, about his cancer, about his kids, Skylar.
And he's got to find a solution to that before Gus finds another chemist.
Yeah.
So this is where we are for season 4. Hank is buying minerals. By the way,
I don't understand why.
Instead of focusing on his rehabilitation, which depresses him, he found a new hobby that he's trying to put his entire focus on, so he doesn't have to focus on something else. And he decided it was going to be minerals. But even though it's...
Maybe just like...
It's
I think it's a crystal. He's following crystal.
It's a mineral.
Just like crystal meth.
It's a form of crystal if you think about it. Yeah, it has crystals on it, so...
He keeps focusing for rocks, so maybe...
It's a way to see that. It's interesting. And, I mean, it is kind of it's funny. It's a funny thing, but at the same time, it's not a funny thing. It's just that a lot of people make fun of the fact that he's going to keep calling it minerals when everyone else keeps calling him rocks. But we definitely see that, you know, he's pushing a lot of his anger on Marie, and it's starting to take its toll. So we'll keep an eye on that.
It's intense for her. I understand.
Well, yeah, he's constantly angry at her.
But he's angry at life.
Well, yeah, but he's taking it out on her.
He's in a depression state. I don't know if he's in the depression.
I think he is.
But he's angry about himself. He has no hopes for the future. He can't see his achievements. It's kind of depression.
And for Marie, having been in a situation kind of like that with someone who's always on the down, and you're trying to, you know,
cheer up
the person, and the person just doesn't want to hear it. It's very it takes draining. A lot of energy. It's draining to try to stay positive around someone who doesn't want to try.
Right now, Hank is toxic.
Exactly.
We'll say, so it's draining to be with a toxic person.
Very, very. So yeah, this is what we have to look forward to with Hank, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless you want to talk about something else.
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Mike,
Skylar, we didn't saw a lot. Mike is...
Just saying, Mike definitely did not expect that to happen. He was in shock. And we'll have to see how that affects him later, because I don't think he expected that from Gus. And it was one of their own, you know? It's a guy from their team. It's the guy that listened to him. It was his underling, sort of. So for Gus to just straight up kill him with no apparent reason... We'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, so that was the first episode of season 4. You keep yawning. That makes me yawn. It's getting a bit late, so we'll end this here because it was non-stop. So unless you want to talk about something else,
I think that's it. Yeah, Mike and I think Mike is kind of mixed up. We saw it when he pointed a gun to Gus.
Oh yeah, he reacted.
No way, but
it's fight or flight.
Yes, I think. Jesse and Walter. I don't know what will happen.
Well, like I said, Walter's going to be paranoid.
Walter is going to be paranoid, of course.
Scared.
Assuming it.
It's basically Tuco 2.0, but with a guy that has more power and is more dangerous if you think about it, because at least we knew what to expect from Tuco.
Yeah, Gus is not unpredictable. He's more... He has a lot of logic in his business. Why?
And he's got a lot of firepower behind him too.
Yes.
Just starting with Mike.
See.
Yeah.
We'll see in the next episode. So I think that's pretty much it for today.
Yes. So, thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. I'm losing my voice. Ugh. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out right now. The link is in the description below.
Or you can wait next week on YouTube to see our next episode.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.